Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football, and unfortunately we're reacting to two major incidents in our 3pm games. Chelsea were embarrassing, but let's start off with a massive game today where Brighton have been absolutely robbed. Someone call the police. This is criminal. And look, the reality is there's a lot of incidents in the Brighton Spurs game at Spurs where Spurs have won 2-1. That basically kills Brighton's chances of finishing above Spurs, and that in itself is a disgrace. We've got the best league in the world and we've got the worst officials in the world, and we keep saying this, and they are protected by VAR and they still get it wrong. Look at the incident for the penalty. I think it's Matoma who takes it down. Højbjerg clearly takes his foot. It's a blatant penalty. The referee Pratwell has obviously not seen it or not given it, and they've backed the referee. And I tell you why they've done it. I've been talking about this all season, and because it happens with United, people go, oh, red tinted glasses, stop moaning. And I keep saying it's not red tinted glasses. Yes, it's frustrating when it happens to your club, but it will happen to your club as well. It will happen to your club, and the big problem is not whether Brighton have been robbed or United have been robbed or Spurs have been robbed. It's the fan, the viewer is being robbed, and the integrity of the league is being robbed. That's what's being robbed. Look at that penalty. The referee hasn't given it, so VAR looks at it, and you know why they've not given it? Because it's not a clear and obvious error. That needs taking out, throwing in the bin. You cannot not give a penalty. That is not what VAR is for. VAR is there for video evidence of what actually occurred. If the referee in real time has not seen the penalty, you can't look at it and go, well, it is a penalty, but we're not going to overrule him because it's not a clear and obvious error, because in real time he probably wouldn't have seen it. That's the idiocy of why that penalty will not be given, if they're going to try and explain it. The fact that it wasn't a clear and obvious error by a human, we won't overrule it with clear visual evidence. It's a farce. Brighton have been robbed a few times this season. That's the cherry on the cake. I mean, look at the game itself. And this is not a reason for Brighton to win, but Spurs win that game 2-1 with 37% of possession at home. Brighton, the better team again, robbed by VAR again, not for the first time again. And is it just because it's Brighton? I mean, all the fans, everyone loves Brighton. You know, they're a small club, they play good football, they promote players, they find talent, they play football in the right way. Everybody likes Brighton, but do the FA dislike Brighton? Is it because they're not a traditional top six? Is it because they can bully them? I don't know. But I tell you what, I can't get my hat. I can't speak. I'm absolutely furious. And I'm not a bloody Brighton fan. You know, I'm not a Brighton fan. If Brighton win today, that doesn't really help United. Spurs winning doesn't help United. A draw would have been what I wanted. But bloody hell, I think it's 1-1 and Brighton are robbed of a penalty. And then lo and behold, what happens? Spurs go and nick it. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. And the thing is, I'm a Manchester United fan. I'd be bloody fuming if it happened to United. But I'm a football fan. And we're being robbed. I mean, imagine how you feel if you're a Brighton fan. But I've seen Spurs fans going, we've got away with it and take the 3 points. Well done. I've got no issue with Spurs. It happened with Man United and that offside against Man City. You take it. But Spurs fans should not be sat here moaning, defending it. This is where they make the mistake. We're talking about the officiating. Fair play to Spurs. You've took the 3 points. Nobody begrudges you saying we got 3 points and we got away with it. But the officiating can't live in a silo anymore. You can't make it about your team. As fans, we need to be shouting this out as a collective, like the Super League, because as a collective, our voice is huge. This Premier League, this officiating, they are dictators and they don't listen and they protect themselves. I'm telling you now, Dermot Gallagher, Monday morning on Sky. Well, you know, I've looked at it, I've seen it, and you know what? There is a bit of contact there, but you know, what's contact? You know, I was in the underground the other day. Someone knocked into me. Is that an assault? It was an accident. So really, I think Højbjerg there. He look. What's contact? He's touched him. Has he touched him? I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's not a penalty because the referee didn't give it. And at the end of the day, you know, he hasn't meant it anyway. What harm's done? You know, everyone wants Spurs in the Champions League anyway. You know, there'd be some sort of crap like that. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm furious about it. There's not a lot more I can say. There will be no justice. There will be no justice. It's shocking. Watch it back yourself. It's a penalty. There's not even a doubt. There's not even a doubt. It's a disgrace. Chelsea hit a new low. I mean, this was where I was going to go until I saw what happened at Spurs. I mean, look, Chelsea fans, all I've got to say, I'm on TalkSport at 7:30. The call-ins are going to be great because there's so much to discuss. But Chelsea, Lampard, you get what you get. You get what you deserve. What is Todd Bowley trying to do? Like, what are Chelsea trying to do? The appointment of Lampard was to appease the fans who are angry. He's just it's just a mascot. He doesn't know how. He's not a good coach, Lampard. In my opinion, he's not a very good coach. And Lampard could say, you're not a very good YouTuber. I don't care. The reality is, I don't think Lampard's a good coach. I think he's living off his name. He was a fantastic player. He's living off his name. He's picked a team today. He's changed his front three with about half an hour to go. They've had one shot on target all game. They'd have been better with Potter. They'd have been better. I think they'd have beat Liverpool and they beat Wolves with Potter. We'll never know. What are they going to do against Real Madrid? I think Chelsea are an embarrassment because of the way they're being run. I think they've got some fantastic players. I think they're a club that could be on the up, but the way they're being run at the moment, it's like a bloody circus. And you've given the clown the keys to the circus there. I don't think Lampard knows what he's doing. I'm sure Chelsea will win some games with Lampard because they've got so many good players. But I've seen more bounce in a turd. Like, if that's a new manager bounce, I've seen more bounce in a bowling ball. It was absolutely abject. And Wolves never score many goals. So all you've got to do is score. And yet again, I watched Chelsea on Tuesday night. They look better than they were today. I watched them last week with Potter. I thought they were better they're worse. With a new manager bounce. Super Frank Lampard's back. You've got fans of Chelsea going, oh, Frank's back. Feel good factor. You've just lost to Wolves. It's a new low, I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. I'll give him time. He's only going to be there 7 weeks. He's already lost the game. Chelsea, I just do not know. And then you've got Real Madrid. I mean, he'll probably go and beat Real Madrid now, won't he? He's got there's got to be some Chelsea positivity at some point. But I actually think that so many managers this season, and we've seen it with Leicester, you sack Brendan Rodgers, you lose 2 games at home. You'd have been better off keeping bloody Rodgers, keeping some continuity. You've got a couple of bloody milk monitors in charge. They're not managers. You've just lost 2 home games in a row, one of them against Bournemouth. If you'd have kept... Why are people sacking managers without a plan? When did this become a thing? Wolves did it. Southampton have done it. Why are people sacking their manager and not having somebody in place? It's idiotic. And it's the same for Chelsea. What are Chelsea doing? Why did you sack Potter? Why did you sack him without having Nagelsmann or Enrique lined up? You're basically just burning your season down. I'm not saying Potter was going to win every single game, but I genuinely think Leicester and Chelsea would be in a better position after the last 2 games if they'd stuck with what they had. Because the changes have been embarrassing. That's got to fall on the owners. I mean, you just base it downing tools on your season. You can't do that. The reason the fans wanted Rodgers and Potter gone in the first place is because they've got standards. What have the owners done with those standards? They've listened to the fans and sacked the manager, but then they've lowered the standards by what they've replaced them with. It's idiotic. It's a day of idiocy. It's a day of where I just want to get on TalkSport and take the calls from the fans because I'm just stunned. Football's hit a new low again today. Some of the way these clubs are being run, the VAR, it's massively disappointing. But get your comments in below and let me know what you think. It's just ridiculous. I'll be live on TalkSport at 7:30. You can call in on national radio as well. But it's absolutely ridiculous. And what can we do? We're being robbed. We're being robbed of integrity and accountability in the greatest game there is. Thanks for watching. Smash a like and subscribe.